Urgent Dirty Birds fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dirty Birds news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Todd McShay predicts Browns blockbuster trade in mock draft. The Cleveland Browns hold several cards for the 2025 NFL Draft with the number 2 overall selection and 9 other draft picks. And the person dealing those cards is GM Andrew Berry, a man known around the league for his willingness to pull the trigger on draft day trades analyst. Todd McShay believes that Berry is ready to pull another surprising card out of his hand this year. During his latest mock draft, McShay predicted that Cleveland would orchestrate a blockbuster deal to secure a player the Browns reportedly covet in this year's draft. The analyst revealed his belief that Cleveland would land both Travis Hunter and Shedeur Sanders in a trade with the Atlanta Falcons. The analyst admitted the idea may sound far-fetched, but he believes the Browns will be proactive in adding a quarterback via the draft. McShay's proposed deal would ship the number 33 and number 67 picks in this year's draft to the Falcons, and Atlanta would also receive the Browns' 2026 second-round selection. The analyst said he's certain Cleveland will target a quarterback because of the amount of work the Browns' front office and coaching staff have put into visiting and viewing this year's class of signal callers. McShay acknowledged that he's been wrong in the past, but he added that the Browns would strike a deal before Pittsburgh's number 21 pick in the first round, avoiding the Steelers from stealing Sanders in the draft. He added that if the Falcons don't trade their number 15 pick, Cleveland would continue to be actively shopping to return to the first round. Pausing this news, just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dirty Birds news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video! Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Former Packers second-round pick resigns with Atlanta Falcons. Kevin King is still in the NFL, if you can believe it. After being out of the league for 2 full seasons, it was a surprise that former Green Bay Packers cornerback Kevin King, a 2017 second-round pick, resurfaced with the Atlanta Falcons in 2024. Many believed that the cornerback was going to be a camp body, but King actually ended up sticking on the Falcons roster on his $13 million veteran minimum salary last year. In total, he played 15 games and made 1 start on defense. While he only played 71 total defensive snaps last year, good for just 7% of the Falcons. Total defensive snaps, he reinvented himself as a special teamer. For perspective, King played at least 48% of the defensive snaps in all 5 years that he spent in Green Bay, according to Pro Football Reference. Meanwhile, King played 161 special teams reps, which nearly matches how many special teams reps he played for the Packers over 5 years, 176. According to Pro Football Reference, he played 74 snaps of kickoff coverage versus 79 in his time in Green Bay, 43 punt return reps versus 67, 35 field goal block snaps versus 40, and contributed on the kickoff return team for the first time in his NFL career. For his 2024 season, King received an 89 special teams grade by PFF. He never had cracked more than 64, 2 in his Packers career. It's safe to say that the Falcons considered him a special teams ace, a role he never played under former Packers special teams coordinators Maurice Drayton, Sean Meninga, or Ron Zook. On Friday, the Falcons announced that they have resigned King for the 2025 season. At the moment, contract details have yet to be announced, but the assumption is that the special teamer came back on another short, cheap contract. 3 best fits for Atlanta Falcons in first round of 2025 NFL Draft were now firmly into April, which means the NFL Draft is right around the corner. Teams spent March improving their rosters through free agency, and now the teams are waiting to select their favorite young prospects. The Atlanta Falcons will be one of the more interesting teams to watch once the draft gets going. The team is slated to have the number 15 pick after having a mediocre 89 season in 2024. There are several directions the team could go in the first round, but most mock drafts have the team adding to the defense. Today, let's identify 3 prospects who would be great fits in Atlanta with the team's number 15 pick. Jelon Walker, LB, Georgia. If the Falcons want to add to the defense, Jelon Walker could be the best option. Walker, who played his college ball just down the road at Georgia, is talented enough to be an off-ball backer and also contribute as a pass rusher. The Falcons need help in both areas, making Walker a logical fit. In 2024, Walker racked up 60 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. The defender has the speed to hold his own in coverage and has the moves to get past tackles on the edge. In Atlanta, Walker could immediately start and give the team a versatile weapon for the middle of the defense. Derek Harmon, DT, Oregon. Sticking on defense, the Falcons would likely be thrilled to select Oregon defensive tackle Derek Harmon. The Falcons parted ways with longtime defensive tackle Grady Jarrett this offseason, so there is space for a new disruptive presence on the interior. Harmon is not only a solid run stuffer, but also added some pass rush moves in 2024. In 2024, Harmon collected 45 tackles, 11 tackles for loss, and 5 sacks. The defender could immediately start in Atlanta next to offseason addition Morgan Fox and solid veteran David Onyemata. Malaki Starks, DB, Georgia. We already mentioned Georgia linebacker Jalon Walker as a fit, but Walker's teammate, Malaki Starks, could be one as well. Starks is a do-it-all safety who can be a solid run defender and hold his own in coverage. The Georgia product has a relentless motor and has received high praise for his football IQ and leadership. In 2024, Starks collected 77 tackles, 4 tackles for loss, 1 interception, and 3 pass deflections. In Atlanta, the Georgia product could start next to Jesse Bates III, giving the Falcons one of the most promising safety duos in the league. Why Atlanta isn't a potential fit for top edge rusher Mike Green. Whether in mock drafts or lists of potential draft day fits for Atlanta, edge rusher Mike Green has been a common fit. It is understandable when you look at Atlanta's lack of edge rushing options and where Green is likely going to fall in this year's draft. However, the Falcons choosing Green would be a mistake that goes against how Terry Fontenot has managed Atlanta's front office since taking over. Any distractions or off-the-field concerns were clear red flags that meant the Falcons would unquestionably be staying away. Perhaps the team's desperation to build a capable pass rush has caused them to question these standards. No matter the reasoning, Green is far from the only edge-rushing fit that could fall Atlanta's way. In a draft heavy with pass-rushing talent, Abdul Carter is the only clear edge rusher the Falcons have zero shot of landing. Every other top prospect at the position could still be on the board when Atlanta's number is called. Atlanta has far too many options that don't come with the concerns Mike Green brings. Just in case you've missed the legal concerns that caused Mike Green to leave Virginia, it is well worth researching. The allegations are alarming and leave the Falcons no reason to consider Green a first-round fit, no matter the talent. So much about the situation lacks clarity that it would be ill-advised to take the edge rusher even if it was the only remaining fit. That won't be the case with a handful of defensive fits set to fall Atlanta's way on draft night, even if it means avoiding a pass rusher and taking Georgia safety Malaki Starks or linebacker Jihad Campbell. The Falcons shouldn't be a landing spot for Green. It would be a different situation if Atlanta had been willing to target players with on-field concerns or potential legal issues. However, their stance under Terry Fontenot has been incredibly clear. They will value leadership and how Atlanta is represented off the field over an improved chance to win with a player that doesn't fit their culture. Atlanta breaking this stance would be surprising and disappointing when you consider it is one of the few positives that has defined Fontenot's tenure. There are far too many options that are clear fits for the team to seriously consider drafting Mike Green. Numerous scouts execs link Atlanta Falcons to talented edge rusher. Mike Green is the name you need to watch for the Falcons. Draft time is the most confusing time on the NFL calendar. There's no shortage of buzz surrounding every player and team, making it hard to believe anything. However, when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, we have some substantial proof and reports that they are interested in one specific player, Mike Green. Head coach Raheem Morris was seen at his pro day, and there is now a new report provided by ESPN that confirms their interest. Scouts executives are linking the Falcons to Marshall's Mike Green at number 15. ESPN's Jeremy Fowler talked with numerous NFL scouts and executives to gather all the latest news surrounding the 2025 NFL Draft. Among the teams mentioned was the Atlanta Falcons, who are linked to Marshall edge rusher Mike Green. ESPN required multiple people we spoke to for this story have linked Atlanta as a potential landing spot for Green at number 15. As previously mentioned, this backs up things we have been hearing. Raheem Morris and other members of the team traveled to Marshall to see the edge rusher go through drills. There weren't any other top prospects. Focus was solely on the edge rusher. Green is a fantastic prospect who has both upside and proven production. He registered 17 sacks in 2024, has a rare combination of speed and athleticism, and went viral after a wicked pass rush rep at the Senior Bowl. However, he has a couple of past accusations that have teams concerned. If the Falcons can somehow clear them up, then there is no reason for him not to come off the board at pick 15. As we fall under 3 weeks until the 2025 NFL Draft, Mike Green continues to be the most linked prospect to the Atlanta Falcons. Keep a close eye on the Marshall product at number 15. And now, Dirty Birds fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dirty Birds. I'll be back any moment with more Dirty Birds news. ATL, rise up.